Hello, Jasmine.
Hello, Ugo.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Watcheando Movies. This is the review series. Yeah.
The review series?
Yeah, we have a review series and a director series.
Is this not the director series?
No, this is a review series. It just so happens that it coincides with a director that we're... Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. I don't know where this is going. But
we're reviewing a new movie that came out
mm-hmm.
this week.
Yeah.
The big one.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Mank.
Mank? It's Orson Welles.
Of course it is.
I think it's time we talked. Ready and willing to hunt a great white whale?
Just call me Ahab.
Tell the story you know.
I hear you're hunting dangerous game.
This is different. This is about something.
I've put up with your suicidal drinking, your compulsive gambling, your silly platonic affairs.
I gave you a second chance.
How wealth and influence can crush a
Are
man.
you hoping I might absolve you of such a personal betrayal? You made yourself court jester.
Nobody makes a monkey out of William Randolph Hearst.
You pick a fight with Willie, you are finished.
So we've been covering David Fincher.
Yeah.
So we did 3 of his movies, and then we watched Citizen Kane in preparation for this movie. So, just real quick, this was written by a guy named Jack Fincher.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's directed by David Fincher.
His dad?
His dad, yeah.
Yeah.
His dad, you know, do you know the story?
No.
Okay. So Jack Fincher, his dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's dead now. He died like in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
He wrote a few screenplays, and none of them were ever produced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he even sold any of them.
Okay.
And David Fincher saw the script, and I think this was his dad's like passion project.
Sure.
So then he's like, you know what, I'm gonna try to direct this.
Okay.
And then and he did.
Yeah, that's good.
Definitely.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting. It was written like in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Jasmine, did you have any expectations for this movie?
None.
None?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Even David, even if it's David Fincher.
I was pretty sure I wasn't gonna like it.
All right. So, what did you think of it then?
It wasn't for me.
Nice. What didn't you like about this, Jasmine?
I think I just don't like dramas.
just that whole genre.
Well, maybe not.
Drama.
I don't know what it is I don't like. It was just boring to me.
Why was it boring, Jasmine?
Because I just didn't care about this life
Of Mank?
of Mank.
What's his name?
Herman.
Herman Mankiewicz. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Gary Oldman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Amanda Seyfried,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I've heard it say Fried. I don't
Fried?
know.
Seyfried.
I don't know.
And I think those are the only 2 like notable stars in this movie, right?
Lily Collins.
Oh,
a little
Lily
bit,
Collins.
right?
Yes, I forgot. I forgot she was in this. Yeah. Yeah, they're the only 3. And the others are, I want to say unknown. Oh, Charles Dance is in it.
Yeah, if you know him from anything.
If you know him from anything. What do you think about them?
Them?
Yeah.
I mean, they did the thing.
You know,
it was amicable.
amicable.
What the hell does that mean? It was a fine performance.
Yeah. Gary Oldman, usually. Do you like him as a performer?
I really haven't seen him in a whole
You've seen
lot.
The Fifth Element?
No.
You haven't seen The Fifth Element?
No, I think the only thing I've seen him in besides like the Harry Potter movies would be like he was Detective Gordon, right? The Batman.
Oh,
movie.
yeah. You haven't seen those movies, huh?
I think I've seen at least the one with
The
Joker.
Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. I'm trying to think if I've seen Gary Oldman in anything else. Maybe in The Scarlet Letter. Maybe, but I don't remember it.
Oh, is that the one with Ashton Kutcher? No. I don't know.
Close with Demi Moore.
Oh, okay.
You're kind of there.
In that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've seen him in anything else. I'm trying to rack my brain. Didn't he just win an Oscar last year?
He won an Oscar for playing Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
Can't remember the movie. Darkest Hour or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he won that Oscar. He was in full makeup. he had a fat suit on. I think he must have had a fat suit on for this one too.
Yeah.
Because he said that
he's naturally kind of slender, right?
Yeah, and he said he's in his 60s, and he said, I'm not gonna like do that. You know, that gaining weight, losing weight shit is not healthy for a man his age. Speaking of which, he's 60, and the guy he's playing is a lot younger than him.
Yeah, he's like 40.
He's 40.
Yeah.
And David Fincher has defended that, saying that he doesn't cast based on weight or hairlines or anything like that. Hairlines, you know, younger, sort of simple. But what else did he say? Oh, he said that the guy looked terrible for his age, and that at like 40 he looks 55, 58.
Okay.
And he said that Gary Oldman looks 58. You know,
he's what? What do you say?
60 something. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure. But then we saw his picture, like the real guy's picture.
And
he doesn't look that bad. He doesn't look that old. But like, they said that he looked 70 by the time he died. But he died like at 55.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps. I mean, addictions tend to age you, I suppose. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, did you find? I don't know if any of this is factually true, but did you find any of that stuff about Citizen Kane? Any of that stuff interesting?
I mean, what do you mean, like in the writing process?
Yeah,
of Citizen Kane, like his inspiration and all that. Yeah. I mean, I guess not
like,
really.
Nice.
If I'm being honest,
I know this. No.
It wasn't like, oh, that's how it happened. I should just assume writers get it from somewhere in their butt.
In their lives.
Just pull it out, and they're like, oh, I'll slap that into this. I guess it was kind of interesting how it was a spicy script to write.
Right, yeah, like people, like that one guy, what's his name? Hearst?
Yeah.
That they based it on, Big Trouble.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Well, Citizen Kane. That's not his name. What's his name?
Charles Foster Kane.
He, he looks like a nice guy too, out of, in the past. Yeah.
I mean, what were you saying?
I like this movie. I was like, yeah.
Obviously, because I'm a film buff.
No, it's good. It's entertaining. It looks beautiful. What do you think about the way that it looked?
It was very dark. Is that just my TV?
I think it's because we watched half of it in the daylight.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, because like it looked a little bit better when we watched the second half.
It's the second half, yeah.
I think, well, I don't know about like lighting and stuff, because I don't know, black and white movies are they throw me off.
They threw you off?
Well, no, actually, because I felt like Francis Ha I could see everything.
Oh, yeah. You probably watched that in the dark, though, right?
I don't remember.
I think that's more brightly lit anyway.
I think that one is more brightly lit. This one definitely has a lot more shadows.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of it is kind of, like framed in shadows. So I guess, like shot at night, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, there was that one scene with when Gary Oldman is, walking with Amanda Seyfried. And, it's very hard to see anything in that scene. Yeah.
So, like, it is what it is. But, I mean, I think it's hard to appreciate, like, I'm sure they had a really good set design and, like, costume design to fit the era.
Mm-hmm.
I think it gets kind of lost because it was done. I feel like some of the set design, a little bit of the costume design got a little bit lost. Like, I feel like
because of the way it looks?
Yes. I don't know.
Like, what do you mean lost, though?
Like, I think you just can't notice maybe all the... I'm sure there was... Well, I don't even know if I'm sure. But I feel like there probably went a certain amount of detail, right? Because David Fincher is known for being very detail
usually call him David
oriented.
Finch.
Is it David Finch?
No, you usually call him that, though.
Oh, yeah. What was I saying? I would assume that he put a lot of detail in his films, right?
Yeah.
And I think you've heard, or you said something like, I don't know, 5 degrees to the center. I don't know what.
Oh, yeah. He said something like, this corner right here is too bright, 5x5 stops.
Yeah. So I feel like this was probably like done to look like the era. But I'm like...
But also it's not. It doesn't look like the era, really.
You think it doesn't?
Not really. It's too...
Modern?
It looks too modern. It looks too digital.
Do you still think you should have filmed it in film?
Probably. I think if he was gonna go for that vibe, but obviously David Fincher doesn't like.
Yeah.
So he used digital cameras for this.
I mean, he used a lot of elements of like, not even know if a lot, but like there was that one scene when they were driving and it was very obvious. It was just a stationary car,
and it's like a projector.
Yeah, and that's something that they used.
And and then I think for the rest of it, it's a lot of green screen.
Yeah.
And it's very noticeable.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's part of it. Like, I don't know if, because most old movies didn't have green screen. They had, like, a matte paintings. And it doesn't look like a painting.
Yeah.
It looks like a green screen. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but that was just my take on how it looked, I suppose.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
It's very crisp. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, too, like, it's not enough grain.
Maybe too smooth. I wouldn't say crisp.
Crisp.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah. You know what's wild? You know Judd Apatow?
I've heard of him.
You know, he directed Knocked Up and...
Leslie Mann's husband?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is a film purist.
What, he only films in film?
He only shoots in film, yeah.
Wow.
And you wouldn't expect that.
No. Why would he waste film on?
Yeah.
Not that his movies aren't good, but
it's kind of weird, right? And he does a lot of improv.
Yeah,
he goes through a lot of anyways, yeah, I think it looks beautiful in a lot of. Scenes.
So I don't know if that was probably like editing. So
say it. No, we're not doing.
Oh, anything. Okay. So the other thing was like obviously since it wasn't actually filmed or shot in film, there was no need, like, there's no need, but let me rewind. So obviously it was shot in digitally, right? Not in film.
Yeah.
But it still had like those little circular markers that I would assume is only for film.
Yeah.
I mean, now
it's
we don't
only
see
in the
it.
Theaters too.
Yeah, and now we don't see it because I don't know. Modern technology.
Modern technology has helped us not.
But I'm just like, was that supposed to also give it like the aesthetic?
Yeah.
I guess.
It's too. I think. I guess. Yeah, I think so. That wasn't very distracting. I noticed it the first time, and then afterwards
noticed it.
Sort of like.
Oh, I noticed it every time.
Yeah. And the sound, it sounds
good,
like an old movie.
Oh,
right. It sounds good.
I haven't seen that many old movies too.
You haven't seen it? You don't. It sounded like like those old microphones. It sounded like kind of I don't know how to explain it. Old timey.
Sure.
You've seen at least some old movies like Citizen Kane? Remember the sound in Citizen Kane? Not too much.
Not really.
No.
Like not enough to be like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like it sounds kind of like boxy, sort of. I don't know how to,
Like if we were to record in like a big room, we could hear kind of like the emptiness.
Yeah. Something, something like that. And it's not like crisp, and it's not like like a lot of films just sound like the real world now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was very.
I don't know if I noticed that. But I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. I like the Amanda Seyfried. Everyone in this movie is kind of acting like an old movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like very
dramatic.
It's like theatrical, like not very natural.
Yeah.
It's very like there some of them actually like do that cadence of Like Amanda Seyfried, I think is the one that's more noticeable, where she's like obviously talking like like an old movie sort of, whatever. Sings, what's that, transatlantic accent?
Oh, sure, I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure. Don't you watch a lot of those accent videos?
No, not a whole lot. I mean, not like all the time. Like whenever they pop up.
Yeah.
But I guess the other one, the other noticeable one was I don't even know who that guy was who was talking to Gary Oldman a lot, and he was like the intermediary guy between him and Orson Welles.
Yeah, the guy that's like telling him to,
the British guy. He also kind of had that cadence too.
Yeah.
To his speech.
He did, and the dialogue also sounds very old timey as well.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's just Jack Fincher's like maybe that's just how he was used to movies being written.
Maybe, I'm sure. Well, I mean,
Or maybe
you probably
he
saw him in IRL, right? Citizen Kane, so I'm sure he watched a lot of old movies and grew up.
Yeah.
With
And
that,
that's
and
like, that's how pictures written and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is very interesting. It's very interesting because it feels very analog, but then the look of it is kind of very modern, very David Finchery, very like, oh, Gary Oldman complained because he had to do 100 takes of one of the scenes.
Nice.
And then he yelled at David Fincher. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, buddy, this is the last time I'm doing this. Peace.
Probably. I mean, Gary Oldman, man. And he doesn't even want to do that shit,
Yeah.
Kind of like, calm down a bit.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
And you didn't. So I'd give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs down.
All right. That's it.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.